Hello everyone, this is Christine with the Crafters Outpost, and today I got to making these stamps, these wax stamps, and I decided I didn't want to spend the money on all the fancy stuff. So what I did is I already had these in my stash, which you can get them anywhere. Get them at any, Big Lots, Walmart. I got these, I think, at a garage sale, a bunch of them for $1.50. And then I decided, instead of buying that little thing that you set your spoon on, I saw this at Rose's, I'm sorry, Rose's. And I thought, why can't I just make that work? It was $1. And so what I do is I just, after I put the candle on here and heat it up, and then, yes, I do have to hold it, but I would prefer to hold it because I have more control over turning it and getting all the wax the way evened out. And then when I want to cool it, I just set it down here at the bottom and let it cool. And so that was pretty cool. And so the only thing I actually bought was this and this wax, these wax little nuggets, whatever you call it. And I got it from that store online. I'll have to remember the name of it later, and I'll explain that in another video when I show what all I bought from this particular online store. But I got these two things. No, I'm sorry. I got this and this with the bee online. And then I actually went to Hobby Lobby and got this the other day because I was impatient and didn't want to wait another week, because it takes a week to get this other stuff. So I just kind of made it all work. And as you can see, I have done some already. And, it takes practice. A couple of these I didn't get good enough. I did 3 in this one and 4, I believe, in this one. This one turned out really cute. If you can see it, let me see. Except I did push too hard on it and it kind of cracked. But the good thing is you can put it right back in and redo them if you mess them up. And I did try the nickel trick. I did, if you can see that. It stamped pretty good. I was surprised. Actually better than the bee. So what I did is I just took a nickel and I glue it to the lid of the glue, and I just stamped it like that, and that's how that came out. So you can just play around with different things that you have around your craft room. It's buttons, all kinds of different stuff. And let me see, I actually took one of these flowers and I laid it down, and then I just melted over it, which turned out okay. I wish I would have done it all the way around. And then I have the paint inks, the paint gold and silver that I painted with. Let me see, this one I liked. I thought that turned out really cute. And these were the first few ones that I did, and they actually turned out okay. And so you can glue them actually on your flowers. This one I stamped right on top. This one I stamped on top, right directly on it. But you can do it either way. I didn't want to break my flowers by gluing on them. This one, I think, yep, I directly put it on this one as well. This one, I actually put one of my little flowers on here, this. And so I cut off a piece and then I inked it with some pink you can see it really good on the back, but I kind of ended up covering it up with the silver paint. So I'll probably do another one of those because I really liked it, and then I just accidentally covered it up, which I probably could use it on that side too. Either way, you know, if you mess up, you just try again, right? And then let's see, you can see on the back of those. But I thought the imprint of this nickel turned out really cool. You can see it. I don't know how good my lighting is in here. I can't really see my camera while I videotape, which I need to get a new setup because this is not working anymore. This was one I did with the white. I really, you know, oh, I put a brown, that's right, I put a brown flower behind it. And so I guess you could do it and then use the back side. I don't have a flat stamp yet, so when I get just one that doesn't have an indentation of anything on it, then I'd be able to just flatten it out. So I guess we'll make one, and I'll show you how I did it. So first things first though, you want to stay safe when you're doing this. So this is a really handy dandy thing to have when you are lighting your candles, and then you just want to put it out. You just cover it so you're not smelling all that, you know, soot that comes off the candle. So I really like having that. That's a nice tip. And you know, just make sure you don't touch the bottom of that, because I kind of did when I was cleaning it, and it will burn you, so be very careful. So yeah, these are the kind of things that you need to have in a lighter, and that's really about it. It's not that that many supplies that you have to have. Let me see. We can do one on top of the flower just so I can show you. Now I'm still practicing, so I haven't got perfect at this yet, but let's try. I think I'm gonna do 4 because that usually covers it pretty good. So let's do 4 of these. Can you see? Alright, do 4 of these. And then I just light my candle. Like I said, be very careful of your surroundings when you're doing this. And the part of this is, to me, kind of boring. It takes a little bit to, no, it's not that long, but it does take a little bit for all this to melt. And make sure, if you want to keep your colors like the same color, you got to clean it each time. I'll show you an example. This one, I didn't have all the gold taken out, and it kind of went in there. So you got to be mindful of keeping your colors cleaned. And I mixed some black and white, and kind of turned out gray. I wasn't real happy with that. I was hoping it was going to be more like a mixture of a bold black and white. So when you're doing your colors, you just have to play around and see what colors you like, and just, you know, have fun with it. And if you don't like something, you can always remelt it and start over. That's the fun part. I mean, it doesn't really take that long for it to melt. I was doing 3, and I really didn't like, it seemed like it just wasn't covering. And you gotta really not dump it all out at one time. You gotta spin it around to make it even. Now, when I do these flowers, though, it's hard to keep the round circle going, because the more of a circle you keep it, the more it's gonna be even around the corners. And one way that you can tell when all this is melted as well is when you see it, the actual candle start burning. And so we don't want to overdo it, but I want to make sure it's completely done. So then all you do is you take your little cover, you cover it up, you put it out, voila, and then you're not smelling the nasties that come from that. So then we're just gonna try to pour it as even as we can. Now I know sometimes I wait until it cools off for a few minutes, but for the sake of this video, I just want it to go a little faster. So I'm probably not gonna get my round like I wanted. The other ones I tried to be really careful with making it completely round when it's on just the wax paper, but in this case you can't really help how it turns out. Now again, I try to wipe off all the excess and make sure you double up your napkin or your paper towel because it is still very hot. And then this little area right here, I just set it in there to cool. And then we're going to take our stamp, which I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I've also learned not to push real hard, because when you push real hard, this is what happens. And that turned out really nice. The imprint was nice, if you can see it. And I'm going to probably paint that gold eventually and put this on the back of, you know, an envelope or something. Let me see if I have something here. Like, let's see, like that. It probably would be okay. You're not going to tell much about it. Or you can even turn it over and use it over top of that. Like that. Or you can put it on, you know, anything really that you want to decorate. You can use, you know, this on there. Trying to see if I have anything else handy by me. Right now, I just don't have anything handy. I've cleaned up my room, so it's, okay, here we go. Like, you know, even something you can decorate your decorative paper, you know, cardstock, whatever you want to do. But there's lots of things you can do with them. And this actual flower would be pretty on here. Let me see. This maybe. So if that gives you an idea. Like that. And then of course, you know, you don't want to wait until this gets too... And then, oh, it did. It worked fine. It's just a matter of getting this. I usually use my nail or find a part that's will help it come up. This is just wax paper. Again, I was going to spend money on getting mats and silicones and all of that, and I found that this works just as good, except now I'm kind of making myself out to be a liar here. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. And sometimes I just pick it up and then lift it like this. So I really don't want to break my flowers. There we go. So, anyway, right now all I have is a bee, but when you decorate the bee, you can see it better. But this is how you can use up your dried flowers, and you can use, you know, the clear white ones, or even the glue stick, which I've not tried yet. I'll make a video of that when I try it. But these are some of the ways you can decorate with these buttons or these wax seals. They're so cute. And let me see. Like, let's take a plain, even on a plain white, it still looks cute. Try this one. See? And anything vintage. I love, as everybody knows, I love vintage. I'm always making vintage. So that's really it. I mean, it's not really that hard. You just have to be mindful with the fire and stuff going on. But, and then if you want to glue, you know, a quarter, I haven't tried the penny or the dime yet, and do the same technique. You just put it down, and this is what I did. I just poured it on the wax paper, and then I just put it down like that. And I did push just a little bit, and it did give me this raised corner, which I like. And so you can see that. But you have all these glue stick lids, you know, you can glue all kinds of stuff to it. I'm going to experiment and try other things that I find around my craft room, and I'll make another video about that sometime. Okay, another thing that I did as well is I actually added essential oils, and it made it smell so nice. So all you do is you take a drop, and this is peppermint, and I just smeared it around the corners like that, or you can rub it inside, whatever, and it smells good. So when somebody gets the envelope, then they will be having a little smell of, this is peppermint, and just gotta make sure nobody's allergic to the stuff is the problem. But everybody smells all kinds of scents everywhere all day long, so a little bit of peppermint oil I don't think is gonna bother you if you're not using a whole lot, just enough to give it a good little smell. And then it just makes doing this even more enjoyable, smelling peppermint the whole time. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I thank you for watching. And until next time and next video, please like and share and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thank you.